live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening and welcome to the National News broadcast, bringing to you live from the National News Studios here at Rupavahini. We are ready to bring you the top stories here at home and around the world. I'm Charita Binupurarachi.
And I'm Sharifa Tahir. Let's take a look at the headlines.
The United Kingdom grants many benefits to Sri Lankan apparel industry. Deshabandhu Thennakoon was arrested. Hearing and speech impaired persons are also entitled to driving license. Lanka Salt Company reduced the price of iodized salt. The President instructed to immediately solve many problems in the health and mass media sectors. The Postmaster General says the strike neither benefits the trade unions nor the Postal Department. Pharmacies will be regulated. Special programs to encourage cricket island-wide. Heavy rains affect public life in Mumbai.
We move on to those and other stories in detail, taking a look at local news first. Sri Lanka has gained a number of benefits under the new trade proposal system announced by the United Kingdom.
Sri Lankan apparel producers will be able to use raw material from any country in the world from next year and export apparels to the United Kingdom without payment of any additional tariffs. According to the new tariff policy introduced under the trade proposal system existing in the United Kingdom regarding developing countries, Sri Lanka has gained this benefit according to the British High Commission in Sri Lanka. Previously, Sri Lankan apparel producers were able to sell their products to the United Kingdom without any extra payment of tariff by using raw material only from South Asian countries. Apparel producers had to follow stringent rules and regulations regarding the process of apparel production. The United Kingdom has established a new group consisting of 18 Asian countries. Sri Lanka will now be able to use raw material from those 18 countries for their apparel production. According to British sources, they will consider these apparels as produced in Sri Lanka when exported to the United Kingdom.
Former Inspector General of Police Deshabandhu Thennakoon has been arrested by the Criminal Investigation Department.
He was taken into custody in connection with an investigation related to the assault waged against the Aragalaya held in Goldface Green. Meanwhile, anticipatory bail application submitted by Deshabandhu Thennakoon was rejected by the Magistrates Court. It was rejected when the application was taken into consideration today before Colombo Fort Magistrate Nilupuli Lankapura. Colombo High Court today ordered to summon the pre-trial conference of the case filed by the Bribery Commission against former Minister Lakshman Yapa Abewardhana and former Director General of the Board of Investment Jayantha Edirisinghe on the 7th of September. The suspects have been accused of committing the offence corruption by making a loss of 1.7 million rupees to the government. Former Minister Manosha Nanayakara today arrived at the Police Financial Crimes Investigation Division to record a statement. The Colombo Magistrates Court today issued a notice to former Minister Rajitha Senaratne, who is under arrest warrant, to appear before courts on the 29th of this month. This notice was issued in response to a request made by the Bribery Commission. Colombo High Court has ordered to summon the further consideration of the case filed by the Bribery Commission against former Minister Saranagunawardhana on the 1st of October. The suspect has been accused of causing financial loss to the government in purchasing vehicles under leasing while he was serving as the chairman of the Development Lotteries Board.
Lanka Salt Company has reduced the price of iodized alak salt. Accordingly, a packet of 440 gram salt has been reduced by 20 rupees, while a packet of salt 1 kilogram has been reduced by 30 rupees. Chairman of the Lanka Salt Company, D. Nanda Tilaka, said that a packet of 400 grams of salt was sold at a rate of 350 rupees to 400 rupees in the market during recent times. The government has taken a decision, especially considering the consumer, to sell a 400-gram packet of salt at a fair rate of 100 rupees with SLS mark on it. At the same time, a packet of 400 grams of Lux salt is now available in the kilogram packets as well. The government also expects to provide 1 kilogram packet of salt at a rate of 200 rupees to the market. A packet of 1 kilogram crystal salt will be sold at a rate of 150 rupees, which will be the lowest price at which the Sri Lankan consumer will be able to purchase salt. A review of the projects implemented under the 2025 budgetary allocations for the Ministry of Health and Mass Media, together with a pre-budget discussion for the year 2026, was held yesterday at the Presidential Secretariat under the patronage of President Anurakkumara Dissanayake. The discussion broadly scrutinized the allocations made for 41 institutions under 4 departments of the Ministry of Health and Mass Media, as well as the progress of projects implemented. The President instructed officials to focus special attention in the upcoming budget on strengthening primary healthcare services. The meeting addressed the key issue of medical equipment procurement and considered updating procurement guidelines, including those applicable to the Ayurvedic sector. Plans to enhance facilities of the National Medicines Regulatory Authority to ensure the quality of medicines purchased were also discussed. A pre-budget meeting for the Ministry of Women and Child Affairs for the year 2026 was held this morning at the Presidential Secretariat, presided over by President Anurakkumara Dissanayake. During the meeting, the progress of projects implemented by various institutions under the Ministry of Women and Child Affairs using the 2025 budget allocations was reviewed individually. The President instructed officials to draft women's empowerment programs aimed at eradicating rural poverty. He noted that the need to integrate not only public and private sectors but also non-governmental organizations, and instructed officials to create a systematic framework for this. The discussion also addressed creating a comprehensive strategy to prevent the impact of social media and child abuse on children. The meeting was attended by Minister of Women and Child Affairs Saroja Savitri Paulraj, Secretary to the President Dr. Nandika Sanath Kumanayaka, Secretary to the Ministry of Finance Dr. Harshana Surya Peruma, and several other officials.
And meanwhile, Minister Vasantha Samarasinha says that the 2 large-scale paddy mills will be established in Anuradhapura and Ampara districts with the joint participation of the private sector. The minister, who joined the Polonnaruwa Coordinating Committee meeting yesterday, was of the opinion that this step will be a remedy for any shortage of rice. The Coordination Committee meeting was held at Polonnaruwa District Secretariat Auditorium. Deputy Minister T.B. Sarath and officials were present in the meeting. It is reported that the highest paddy production in the country are coming from the Anuradhapura, Ampara and Polonnaruwa districts. The highest annual rice production is reported from Polonnaruwa. Although paddy is being cultivated during the 2 seasons of each year, there is a constant talk about the scarcity of rice during October, November and December. Minister Vasantha Samarasinha added that steps will be taken to control the present rises of price. Minister of Trade, Commerce, Food Security and Cooperative Development Vasantha Samarasinha said that during the last season, the government was able to sell the paddy at a reasonably good price, and this season, a kilo of wet paddy is fixed at a rate of 95 rupees and dried paddy at a rate of 110 or 111 rupees per kilo. As per the government expectations, 150,000 metric tons of paddy will be a good target. So far, the Paddy Marketing Board has purchased about 30,000 metric tons of paddy this year. The harvesting reported in the country has been around 35% so far. Nobody purchases paddy at a rate of 120 rupees per kilo, the minister pointed out. The government is purchasing paddy at 120 rupees per kilo. According to available information with the government, around 85,000 metric tons of Kiri Samba rice alone is available at 18 paddy mills right now. There is no shortage of rice in the country, although they try to project a scarcity of Kiri Samba in the market. The Paddy Marketing Board has produced rice from the paddy collected during the last season, and a bag of 5 kilo rice will be available at a price of 230 rupees per kilo through Sathosa from the 18th of this month. At the same time, the government is trying to provide a rice at a lower price than rice. And meanwhile, the Postmaster General SRWMRP Satkumar says that continuing the postal strike will neither benefit trade unions nor the postal department. He stated that sub-post offices remain open for the emergency needs of the public. The strike started by the Postal and Telecommunication Officers Association and Joint Postal Trade Union Front continued for the third day today. Postmaster General Ruwan Satkumar said that employees should not challenge government policies but instead follow them, and with that framework they could discuss an issue and find out solutions. He added that officers must first report for duty before raising demands. He emphasized that the Postal Department exists to serve the people of the country, not the benefit of its officials. General Secretary of the All Ceylon Sub Postmasters Union Prem Kumar Vijayavardhana said that all sub-post offices across Sri Lanka remained open during the past 3 days to serve the public. He noted that although the union has supported every previous trade union action, this time it had decided not to back on the ongoing strike. Meanwhile, trade unions expressed their views over the trade union action organised by the postal trade unions. Treasurer of the Ceylon Electricity Employees Union Dilan Chintanath Korla said that when all government institutions adopted a common system of recording attendance to fingerprint machines, postal workers should not oppose it and inconvenience the public by striking. He urged them not to continue such actions. Chairman of the Apparel party, Sidambaram Karunanidhi, today lodged a complaint at the CID requesting a rapid investigation into the postal trade union strikes since it is suspicious as an anti-government conspiracy.
The Department of Motor Traffic says that issuing driving licenses to hearing impaired and speech impaired persons commences at present.
And it is significant that the registration number of vehicles they drive is included in the relevant driving license. According to the statistics issued by the Department of Census and Statistics in 2012, there are over 1.6 million people with disabilities. A pilot project to issue driving license to them initiated in Gampaha and Kurunagal districts in 2022. Based on the success of the project, hearing impaired and speech impaired persons between 18 to 60 years are issued with driving license valid for a period of 4 years. Assistant Commissioner of the Department of Motor Traffic MPCW Muthukumaruna stated that they will be given license under a number of conditions. Assistant Commissioner of the Department of Motor Traffic MPCW Muthukumarama said that hearing impaired persons should have the membership of the Sri Lanka Deaf Association. One-eyed and persons with numerous disabilities will also be provided with driving license in future. Chairman of the National Transport Medical Institute Dr. Arosha Vidyabhushan said that Dr. K.S.M. Samarasekara of the National Transport Medical Institute Parliamentarian Sugat Vasantha De Silva of NPP said that a good decision to provide that the society does not discriminate the persons with impairments. This is a major policy of the NPP government. Such policies should be further implemented for the benefit of all individuals in the society.
The set of proposals prepared to include the tea culture and landscape of Sri Lanka into the UNESCO World Heritage was presented to Minister Dr. Hiniduma Sunil Senevi yesterday at the Ministry's auditorium. The tea culture landscape related to Sri Lankan tea industry has developed for over 150 years so far. The tea culture zone is full of alive heritage and inherited values. Ministry of Buddha Sasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs, a Central Cultural Fund and Sri Lanka Sabaragamu University are jointly taking measures with the objective of entering the tea culture zone into the World Heritage List. As the first step of this move, the relevant set of proposals is to be submitted to UNESCO in future. The first international summit on tea culture landscape will be held in Nuwara from the 15th to the 17th of November this year. The web page designed in this connection was also launched by the Minister yesterday. Director General of the Central Cultural Fund, Dr. Nilan Kure, lecturers of Sri Lanka Sabaragamu University, Ministry officials and many others were present at this occasion. Minister of Buddha Sasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs, Dr. Hiniduma Sunil Senevi said that religious and archaeological sites in Anuradhapura, Polonnaruwa, Dambulla, Sigiriya, Kandy and Galle are included in the UNESCO World Heritage List in Sri Lanka. When considering the natural heritage aspects of Singharaja Forest and Central Hills have become world-famous sites, some environmental zones such as Ritigala and Rajagala have also been included as heritage zones in the UNESCO temporary list. Sri Lanka now proposes to include the tea culture landscape into the World Heritage List. This may become an attractive approach to the world with regard to Sri Lankan tourism industry and economy as well.
And meanwhile, the Northern Provincial Programme of Developing the Coastal Park under the Clean Sri Lanka initiative commenced recently. It was launched in line with Inha to Jaffna programme. The aim of this move is to create beautiful and clean coastal belt and to enhance attraction and local and foreign tourists. Under this program, 43 coastal sites will be developed. It is included with constructing public parks, viewpoints and walking paths. Development work at Punkuduthi Wellanai Coast Park in Jaffna began yesterday. A sum of 2.6 million rupees has been allocated for this project. In line with this move, 5 more coastal belts in the Northern Province are being developed. The Department of Coastal Conservation and Coastal Resources Management, Ministry of Environment, Urban Development Authority and many other state institutions extend their support for this initiative. Stay tuned with more local news after this break.
குழந்தைய பார்க்குற வேலைன்னு சொன்னாலும் 7-8 குடும்பங்களோட எல்லா வேலையும் நான் செய்ய வேண்டியிருக்கு. நாங்க ஏமாந்துட்டோம். நினைச்சதை விட இங்க வேலை கஷ்டமா இருக்கு.
மகன் என்ன தேடுறானா?
அம்மா நல்லா இருக்கேன் தானே?
எனக்கு இந்த மாசம் சம்பளம் கூட தரல. நான் அதை கேட்ட நேரம் என்ன ரொம்ப மோசமா அடிச்சாங்க. கொஞ்சம் அந்த ஏஜென்சிக்கு கதைச்சு பாக்குறீங்களா?
அது ஒரு போலி ஏஜென்சி வசந்தி. அது இப்போ அந்த இடத்துலயே இல்ல. எங்களை கூட்டிட்டு போன விமல் அண்ணாவும் இல்ல.
இதுக்கு மேல என்னால சத்தியமா தாங்கிக்க முடியல. எனக்கு உங்ககிட்ட திரும்ப வரணும். இதை நாங்க யாருக்கிட்ட சொல்லலாம்?
மனித விற்பனையில் ஈடுபடுதல், அதனை ஆதரித்தல் பாரிய குற்றமாகும். பாதுகாப்பான ஒரு தேசத்திற்காக விழிப்புடன் நாம். நீங்கள்
Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Welcome back with more local stories. Minister of Health and Mass Media Dr. Nalinda Jathisa stressed in Parliament today that measures to be taken to regulate pharmacies under proper rules.
Concerns were raised on the nutritional allowance given to sports persons. Opposition MP Nalin Bandara raised serious allegations regarding the deletion of data of the NMRA and questioned whether there was any information about the individuals who had directed the matter, urging an investigation. Responding in Parliament, the Deputy Minister of Health and Mass Media said investigations were already underway and a court case was ongoing. Tamil opposition MP Archana claimed that all the data from the pharmacy in question had already been erased. The Speaker of Parliament remarked that the issue being raised was in fact a matter concerning the National Medicines Regulatory Authority. Opposition MP Javid Archana pointed out that the co-allegation was the deletion of data related to the Regulatory Authority. Health and Mass Media Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa acknowledged that MP Archana's question was fair. He explained that there were unregistered pharmacies operating across the country and said steps were now being taken to register all of them. The minister added that proper regulation was necessary to ensure quality standards and accountability in the supply of medicines. Opposition MP Hesha gave a strong criticism, stating that even a national level athlete with minimum skill faced challenges in obtaining airline tickets to travel abroad. Minister Samantha Vidyaratna commended that the sports competitions had been divided into two separate groups but had now concluded. He alleged that past administrations had failed to eradicate corruption in sports despite athletes winning medals over the last 76 years. He argued that while Sri Lanka was being crowned internationally, the country was also labelled as a corrupt state, with even gambling establishments flourishing under political patronage. He claimed that medals have been won under corrupt regimes, but stressed that the new government was determined to clean up the system.
Cricket equipment were distributed to many schools island-wide under the sponsorship of the Sri Lanka Cricket today. Under the program titled National Development Journey, the main ceremony was held at the Ministry of Sports. Sri Lanka Cricket has implemented this program with the objective of providing equal opportunities for all male and female cricketers with born talents island-wide. Sports Minister Sunil Kumar Gamage, Chairman of Sri Lanka Cricket Shammi Silva and many others were present at the ceremony held at the Ministry of Sports today. Cricket gear and equipment packs were distributed among 690 schools at this ceremony. Meanwhile, pairs of shoes were also distributed among cricketers who represented under-19 inter-school cricket tournament and district cricket schools. Cricketers in Beni district under-19, under-17, under-15 and under-13 received pairs of shoes today. Accordingly, Sri Lanka Cricket has donated a total of 9,995 pairs of shoes. 97 cricket training equipment packs were also distributed among district and provincial coaches. Ball throwing equipment were also distributed among 970 schools as well. It is significant that Sri Lanka Cricket has donated 2,760 leather balls to sports clubs that came under the district pools and associations. Sports Minister Sunil Kumar Gamage said the ministry expects that the distribution of cricket equipment by the Sri Lanka Cricket will lead to uplift the sport at school and club level. If school cricketers are well trained and developed, it will be easy to form a successful national team. Especially many schools do not have proper cricket equipment, playgrounds, coaches and stadiums. The present government will provide required facilities for school cricketers to enhance the game. In addition, the government focused special attention to develop cricket in the north and east. The government will be committed to bring a spring of cricket to the country again. In line with the main ceremony, cricket gear distribution ceremonies have been organized at district levels as well.
On news just received, Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation has been awarded as the Outstanding Television Channel of the Year at the Iconic Awards 2025, currently being held in Colombo. At the Iconic Awards 2025 ceremony, Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation as the National Television of Sri Lanka felicitated with several awards, including the award for the Most Outstanding Television Channel of the Year.
රටක රාජ්‍ය මේ වගකීම වගේම පුද්ගලයන්ට අවශ්‍ය කරන තොරතුරු sannivedanaya තුළින් හොඳම තැනක් විදිහට නිර්මාණය කරලා දෙන්න.
And meanwhile, the Venerable Mahasangha of the Three Nikayas informed the public not to be deceived by anti-Sasana Bhikkhu organizations. The Mahasangha of the Three Nikayas at a congregation held at the Balvat Vihare announced the banning of one such Bhikkhu organization. Registrar of the Malwatu chapter Venerable Pahamune Sumangal Thera said that the Nikaya formed recently in the name Sri Hela Gautama Sambuddha Nikaya at Malwatu Mahavihare has been decided as an anti-Buddhist Sasana Bhikkhu organization. Extensive discussions were held in order to prevent the improper act committed by the group of bhikkhus and the distortion of Dhamma and Vinaya by them, along with the degeneration of Sasana, while discussions were also held by the Venerable Mahanayaka Theras of the Three Nikaya as to how legal action can be taken in this regard and to raise awareness among the people. According to the advice of the Mahasangha, the public should refrain from accepting such anti-Sasana and anti-Dhamma Vinaya propagations forwarded by such bhikkhu groups with base ideals. According to the registrar of the Askiri chapter, Venerable Madagama Dhammananda Thera, the government has been informed on various occasions by the Mahanayaka Theras of the Three Nikayas as regarding incidents of this nature. It is necessary to make amendments to the 41st, 42nd clauses of the Vihara Devalagam Act, or rather the Buddhist Temple Trees Ordinance, and confer the judicial right of the bhikkhus to the bhikkhu headquarters, the Venerable Thera pointed out. As per the advice of the registrar of the Ramanja Mahanikaya, Venerable Attangani Sasanaratana Thera, the Mahasangha has taken decisions after holding discussions regarding the anti-Buddha Sasana situation in the country at present by registrars of all three Nikayas. It has been announced by the Most Venerable Mahanayaka Theras of the Three Nikayas to accept the announcement in accordance with their blessings and advices. The registrar of the Amarapura Mahanikaya, Venerable Balapitiya Siri Srivali Thera, requested the media groups to accept the statements by the Mahanayaka Theras of the Three Nikayas, not that of such bhikkhu groups would hold anti-Sasana views through such priority. The society will be able to solve this problem, and the Venerable Mahanayaka Thera pointed out.
Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya says that the women's representation in the National Youth Federation has increased for the first time in history. The Prime Minister made this observation addressing a special meeting of the Parliament Forum for the Youth. The meeting was organized on the occasion of the International Youth Day, which fell on the 12th of this month at the Parliament Complex. The Prime Minister stressed that it appears the difference occurred in the Parliament due to the increase in the women's representation at the Youth Federation has affected all areas. Speaker Dr. Jagat Vikramaratne and a number of other guests were present at the meeting. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya said that considering the youth of Sri Lanka, the facts written about them does not project the satisfactory picture. Due to various reasons, the youth were compelled to conduct struggles against the elected government since a long time. The first generation of youth did not have the technical advantage, but the present generation is from the information technology era and it is to their advantage, the Prime Minister pointed out. There was a time without mobile phones, televisions and other modern electronic facilities. Everyone remember the time where they had to visit post offices in order to book a telephone call. Facilities like online, laptop, mobile phone, smartphone were not heard of those days. The new generation is born at present in a world with all those facilities, which has opened so many opportunities for the youth along with several risks too. Our humanity is decided only through the freedom of thought, the Prime Minister emphasized. There should be no compromise when it comes to the freedom of thinking, and the society has to struggle in order to safeguard that freedom. The Association of Sri Lanka Music Composers and Music Publishers is of the opinion that the current intellectual property law has to be updated. Officials of the association during a media briefing added that the law has to be formulated in a manner justifiable to all parties, including lyricists, musicians and singers. Chairman of the Association of Sri Lanka Music Composers and Music Publishers, Nilar N. Qasim, said that songs have been converted to commercial items and trade media in Sri Lanka. There are occasions such as musical shows, hotels and various electronic channels using songs in their performances. They use these opportunities as business requirements of them. Most of them are reluctant to pay the rights to the composers of lyrics and music due to a lack of understanding in this respect. The Aqua Sri Lanka organization, formed recently, has taken steps to distribute the rights to those who are entitled for it, he pointed out. Musician Rohanavir Singh observed that they never tell singers not to sing their songs at musical shows. The problem faced by musicians is that others are not happy regarding the rise of musicians. Earnings from musical shows initially stood at around 10,000 to 15,000 rupees, has now increased to 500,000 rupees to 1 million rupees locally and about $500 internationally. They earn a handsome amount now through this process. Singer Rukanta Gunatilaka opined that the requirement at present is the ownership of a song should be with the lyricist and the musician.
A function was held in Colombo yesterday to commemorate the 80th independence anniversary of Vietnam and 55 years of diplomatic relations between Sri Lanka and Vietnam. The function was organized by the Vietnamese embassy in Sri Lanka. The function commenced under the leadership of the Minister of Foreign Affairs Vijay Herath. The minister was welcomed by the Vietnamese ambassador Trinh T. Tam, and the Vietnamese ambassador praised the high-level bilateral relations developed recently between the two countries and the long-standing friendship. Minister Vijay Herath appreciated the speedy development achieved by Vietnam, confirmed the dedication of the present government regarding bilateral cooperation between the two countries. The occasion was attended by ministers of the government, ambassador and diplomatic officials.
The year 2025 is a very special one for Vietnam as we celebrate the 80th anniversary of our Independence Day, which was declared on the 2nd of September 1945, marking the birth of the Democratic Republic of Vietnam, later known as the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. Over the past 8 decades, Vietnam has undergone a remarkable journey from a war-torn country. Through unwavering resilience and determination, we have steadily developed and achieved numerous milestones that have shaped the nation we are today. To promote cooperation across key sectors, we have established 3 important bilateral mechanisms at minister and deputy minister level that meet regularly and signed nearly 50 MOUs and agreements. Our bilateral trade has grown significantly from just $30 million in 2000 to approximately $300 million over the recent years, and we are committed to bringing it to $1 billion in the near future, as reaffirmed in the joint statement released during Honorable President Disa Nazake's visit to Vietnam. Currently, Sri Lanka has 30 projects in Vietnam with a total registered capital of over $43 million.
I am honored to convey the warmest good wishes from His Excellency President Andrew Kumar Dissanayake, the government and the people of Sri Lanka to the government and people of Vietnam. This year, we also mark 55 years of diplomatic relations between Sri Lanka and Vietnam. Over the past 5.5 decades, our partnership has steadily evolved, guided by mutual respect, shared values, and a deep sense of solidarity. Our two nations have consistently nurtured meaningful engagement through high-level exchanges, institutional cooperation mechanisms, and nearly 40 bilateral agreements across diverse sectors such as trade, education, agriculture, and defense. With the stable trade relations and promising prospects for further collaboration, our relationship stands on a strong foundation. As we look ahead, we are committed to expanding this partnership into new and emerging domains while continuing to work closely in regional and multilateral fora to uphold peace, security, and sustainable development.
Stay tuned with international news after this break.
We now move on to news overseas. Heavy rains in the Indian city of Mumbai have severely affected the daily lives of nearly 1 million people. Along with flooding, authorities have taken steps to temporarily suspend a number of flights and train services. Many areas of the city remain underwater. Officials in Mumbai said blocked drainage systems have caused major disruptions to transport, with power cuts also reported. Nearly 600 passengers were trapped inside a monorail service. It was reported that 23 of them were hospitalized due to breathing difficulties. The country's meteorological department has issued red alerts for Mumbai and several nearby districts. They added that rainy weather is expected to continue in the coming days.
Welcome back with your sports update. An England cricket team is due to tour in Sri Lanka next year for an ODI and a T20 cricket series. The Sri Lanka cricket announced the same today. The series, which is being held prior to the T20 World Cup, includes 3 ODI matches and 3 T20 games. The series will be held from 22nd of January to 3rd of February next year. The first ODI match will be played on the 22nd of January, while the second and third matches will be played on the 24th and 27th of January respectively. According to Sri Lanka Cricket, the matches will be played in Colombo, and meanwhile the 3 T20 matches will be played on the 30th of January, 1st and the 3rd of February. The touring England team is expected to arrive in Sri Lanka on the 19th of January the next year. And with that, we conclude tonight news, which is tomorrow at the very same time. I'm Charita, signing off with Sharifa. Stay safe and good night.
Good night.